Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, Institute of Economic Affairs to petition Parliament on the ratification of the lithium agreement as former Chief Justice cites deal as a short change. Meanwhile, co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative says lithium deal is the best natural resource contract in Ghana's history. Also coming up, foreign exchange liquidity improves marginally as city is to continue its marginal gain this week. Details coming up. Thirty more days to Christmas. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Daryl Kwao. Hello to our friends listening from Kof Radio and KTU Radio. The Institute of Economic Affairs is expected to petition Parliament against the ratification of the lithium deal. This was disclosed at a forum to present the findings of an analysis conducted by the think tank to the clergy. Speaking to Joy Business, former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu admonished Parliament not to ratify the lithium agreement. She explained that the agreement in its current form will shortchange the country, depriving it of full benefits of lithium, especially now that the globe is gearing towards green energy.
Is unacceptable, then should not be ratified by Parliament. In other words, Parliament should not accept it on behalf of the people of Ghana because it is not in our interest. Whether they will abrogate the agreement or not, whether they will renegotiate it or not, I'm not going there. I'm not their legal advisor. All that IEA is saying is that Parliament ought not ratify this agreement that we have in our hands that has been signed.
Former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu there. Meanwhile, the co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, GATI, Dr. Steve Mantiao, has described the lithium mining agreement between Ghana and Berari DV of Australia as the best contract in the history of Ghana's natural resources extraction. According to him, the increase in royalty payments and the country's equity in the agreement makes it different from all other mining contracts. He, however, believes this will be a baseline for upcoming agreements.
My preliminary assessment tells me that this is the best natural resource contract we've signed so far in the history of resource extraction in Ghana. So it sets a certain new baseline for negotiating future contracts. Let me make the point that it happened in the same manner in Jubilee. If you were to compare the Jubilee contract with other contracts that were signed later, you'll find that over time, we have improved on the fiscal terms that are negotiated on behalf of the state. So I want to believe that this contract will set a new baseline and we will never go back to those days when we're negotiating for 5% royalty, 3% royalty, and 10% carried interest and the rest. As you can see in this very contract, we've actually doubled our mineral royalty in respect of lithium, and that will be the new baseline going forward. And this is what actually gives me some optimism that over time we'll be making a break with the past.
Dr. Steve Mantiao is co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. The city is expected to continue its marginal gain this week as foreign exchange liquidity improves. This is coming following the Bank of Ghana's timely intervention. Here's more in this report.
The city witnessed some relief last week as foreign exchange liquidity improved marginally. Amidst a $1 million foreign exchange support from the central bank, the local unit gained 0.82% weekly, eventually trading at a mid-rate of 12 cedis, 18 cents to $1. Similarly, the city closed stronger against the pound and the euro in the retail market. The forex liquidity also improved slightly as banks sought to exchange about $750 million for cedi liquidity in the bid to comply with the Bank of Ghana's unified currency reserves. Analysts expect the improving foreign exchange liquidity to help strengthen the local unit in the coming days as banks continue to seek cedi liquidity for reserves. Again, the approval of World Bank's loans totaling $350 million to support some developmental projects in the country by Parliament would boost inflows. This would bolster the stability of the cedi in the near term.
That was a business desk report on the currency market this morning. The cedi improved its value slightly after going for 12 cedis, 15 pesos to the US dollar on the retail market. The pound going for 15 cedis, 20 pesos. The euro going for 13 cedis. Now, the Ghana Financial Stability Fund has commenced work as it scrutinizes requests from banks and other financial institutions. Here's George Affe with more.
The fund is now looking at how investments in the banks and other financial institutions will be carried out. That is, how should the investment in these entities seeking requests will be structured, so as the modalities on how the funds will be placed in these institutions. Joy Business understands that there has been some initial requests coming from some financial institutions that the investment committee of the fund is currently reviewing. The support, we understand, will be advanced to institutions that participated fully in the domestic direction program. However, this won't come free, as it will be done purely on commercial terms. It will also not be restricted to just the commercial banks, but insurance firms and every financial institution that participated in the domestic direction program. We, however, cannot independently establish whether the government has invested the seed funding of $500 million. The status of the support that should be coming from the World Bank and the African Development Bank.
That was George Afe's report. Now, GCB Bank PLC is gearing up to launch an upgraded version of its GCB mobile app, the latest innovation designed to redefine the banking experience for its customers. As Ghana's population continues to grow and urbanization rises, mobile banking applications are helping to drive the steady increase in digital payments. The Indigenous Bank says its upgraded app would provide seamless and secure financial services on the go. Turning to other news now, the bulk oil distribution company says it will engage the National Petroleum Authority on the possible impact of the authority's new directive barring importers from supplying fuel into the country from the 1st of January. Although the two institutions admit the move may come with logistical challenges, they remain resolute in ensuring the required specifications from the regulator when it comes to supplies. Chief Executive of the bulk oil distribution companies, Dr. Patrick Ofori, has been speaking to Joy Business.
The logistics and other things may impact on that, but be that may, we still think that we can negotiate and ensure that there isn't that much impact financially on that. But what we'll be looking for is to engage the regulator so that it does not somehow affect our export, because most of our members import the product in country and then export to our neighboring countries, Burkina, Niger, and others, whose specifications are somehow different. So these are some of the logistic challenges that we anticipate. But I think our members have done this for years, and they demonstrate strength in all, despite the challenges that have bedeviled the industry in the last 14 or 16 months. We still think that we've got what it takes to be able to supply the specification that the regulator required of us.
You heard Chief Executive of the bulk oil distribution companies, Dr. Patrick Ofori. The African Continental Association for Protection is organizing the second Food Safety Conference for Africa, beginning today till Thursday, December 14. The conference, which is under the theme Towards a Safer Food Supply for Africa, aligns with the Sustainable and Safe Food Production and Supply Initiatives in Africa. The partners for the conference are the African Union Commission, the International Association for Food Protection, the Food and Agriculture Organization, and Joy Business. Now, turning to Investor Eye, you must always be careful when an investment scheme promises high returns. The higher the return on the investment, the more risky it is. Let's listen to Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete.
Is whether you appreciate the risk return characteristics of the product, because risk, I like to say, is the ever-present guest when it comes to investing, and there's always a trade-off. The principle is that the higher the return, the higher the risk, and vice versa. Unfortunately, people like to chase returns and they lose sight of the fact that there's a trade-off. So again, you must ask yourself, do I understand the trade-off between risk and return, where this particular product is concerned, that would help you also to make a decision, because if the risk is more than you are willing or able to take, then you advise yourself. Okay, so that is very important.
You have the